What's going on, everybody? It's Reed. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome back to the mental health page where we are going to end the stigma of mental health as we know it. This channel is all about spreading love, joy, hope, inspiration, motivation, and overall positivity with anybody who needs it right now. Just to give them a little pep in their step, a little boost in their day, and just overall joy. Before we get started, make sure to give this video a like, thumbs up it, share it with anybody who you think could use it right now, or just share it to spread support and love with others. Also subscribe to this channel so you keep tabs on what I'm doing, what's going on, videos being posted, anything like that. I can't promise you it'll be the most exciting journey, but it'll definitely be a journey. So follow along with it because I'm in this journey with you guys. I also have my days and struggles, and so you are not in this alone. Never feel alone here. I go through stuff too, just like you do, and so many other people. So guys, this video today is all about getting help. I'm not saying everybody needs help. I'm not saying everybody should go get help right now. I'm just saying it's not a bad thing to do, and you definitely don't have to hit rock bottom to get help. A lot of people think you have to be extremely suicidal and you have to be extremely in a really, really hard place. That doesn't even make sense as a sentence, but we're gonna roll with it. But you don't have to hit rock bottom to get help. You can get help at any point of your life when you have something that you are struggling with. I personally have been going to counseling and seeing a therapist since I was about 20. I'm 27 now, so about 7 years I've been seeing a counselor from anything from eating disorders, depression, anxiety, overall mental health issues as a whole, or anything that I just struggle with daily. And during some of those times, sometimes I wasn't what I thought was rock bottom, but sometimes I wasn't. Sometimes I just really needed guidance towards a situation. I just needed help with it. And so you guys, you don't need to hit rock bottom to get help. And getting help is not a bad thing. I will be the first person to tell you that I absolutely love my counselor. I see her all the time. I've been seeing this particular one for a year and 4 months now, and I absolutely love her. She's a big pain in my ass because she makes me think about my life and think about my actions and makes me take responsibility for them. Rude, I know, but I love her because she helps me, and she doesn't help me just only when I'm feeling super sad or super low, guys. She helps me just figure out things as a third party. And I think that's what I really appreciate counselors in general, is because they are a third party. They're not your friends that you've only told negative things to. They're not your parents that you only tell positive things to. They're not your boss. They're not your coworker. They're not well, they kind of are a random person, but they're not a random person on the street that you're just venting to. They are there to help you and only help you and guide you and motivate you and make you lists on how to help you and goals weekly. I was going to my counselor at one point every single week, and it was the best thing. Sometimes I was going twice because I was just in that state, where now I can only go once every couple months and I'm fine. Sometimes I'll make a list of things that I don't want to forget to talk to her about, of things I've struggled with. But then other times I go in there and I'm like, I don't really know why I'm here today because I really feel good. But then she'll ask about, let's say she'll ask about my grandma, and if you bring up my grandma or my grandpa, I'm gonna get emotional about it because they mean the world to me as I get emotional about it. But I'll say I'm doing really, really good, and I'll just be super confident in myself, and then she'll mention stuff like that where I start to get emotional. So then we'll talk through that, because if I'm getting super emotional about it just when she brings it up, means that I'm probably struggling with it internally, and I'm not working on it in my outside life. You're in there for about an hour, half hour, an hour. And so just working through those problems is so great. And I never want anybody to feel ashamed because they go to counseling, or because they see a therapist, or because they get help in any shape or form. Whether you're calling a suicide hotline, or calling a therapist, or calling anybody just to get support and motivation and love from somebody, never feel ashamed from that, because it's not a bad thing. It is so great. I will be the first person to tell you, I think everybody should go to counseling. I really do. Not because they've hit rock bottom, and not because everybody's a psycho or crazy or anything like that, but just because you work through things that you didn't even know was an issue. You might have had an idea subconsciously, and you might be working towards those in different ways. But you'll work through things that you didn't even know were there, and it is so great. And this is where I'm going to start to rant, because I am a huge advocate for therapy. I love therapy. I love counseling. Yes, it can be a lot of money. A lot of them are about $100 an hour, but a lot of them go through insurance, so you only have to pay your copay. And all you have to do, guys, is just Google counselors or therapists or mental health specialists in your area and give them a call, and they can let you know if they go through insurance. And if they don't, they might be able to work through a payment plan with you. But just because you're not at rock bottom right now doesn't mean that counseling couldn't be a good thing for you. And like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a super genius person who's all caught up on my therapy things. But I know for me that therapy and counseling has completely changed my life and really changed how I think. She has been there with me through my darkest times, but has also been with me through times where I have truly felt the happiest. And she gets excited for me. And she gets excited, and that's even better because it's somebody that's always on your side, because they're truly just there to help you. It does take a little bit to find the right counselor for you. I started off with a counselor, a female counselor over in my area for eating disorders. She was fine. I was also very young. I was 20. I necessarily didn't want to be there because I knew there was a problem, but I didn't see it as big as being completely anorexic. I just had like the OCD of counting calories and macros like crazy, which is why I can no longer do that because I get so addicted. But she was chill, but she was focused on eating disorders. So once that was kind of past I was kind of past all of that, I didn't necessarily need to stick with her because her focus wasn't in what I was needing at that time. So then I found a counselor up in Ankeny, another town by where I lived, and she was great, but then I realized we didn't really ever work through much. She never really challenged me. She was very nice, and it was a good hour, $100 vent session, but she never challenged me. And for some people that might be great. They might just need that vent session. And she is so nice and so loving, and I really appreciate the year and a half we really spent together because she is such a great person. But then I went to like this dude. We didn't really mesh very well. Then I tried another person. We didn't really click that well either. But then I found my one I have now. And like I said, she makes me mad almost always. But you really gotta click with them. They gotta, like for me, I need challenged. And if you need challenged, you're gonna find that counselor for you. And they're out there. Guys, you don't have to hit rock bottom to need help. Not even need help. You don't have to hit rock bottom to get help. If you ever have questions about counseling, my personal experiences with therapy, I am always here, either on YouTube or you can find me on Instagram. That'll be put on the last screen of this video. But I am always here to talk about it. I will never judge you. I will always support you and try my best to motivate you. And I will try to point you in the right direction. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a specialist in any of this stuff. But I will be your biggest hype woman, and I will support you no matter what, and I will be your biggest fan. So know that you don't have to hit rock bottom. I will completely repeat that 1,000 times until it's embedded in people's brains. You don't need to hit rock bottom to get help, and you don't think less of yourself for getting help. Don't ever be ashamed. Don't be sad. Don't be embarrassed. If you want somebody to be embarrassed, I will go stand next to you and I will walk people through all of my counseling stories, because I'm gonna be like, oh, you're not so crazy. This chick over here goes through some stuff. Sorry, can't cuss on videos. But overall, guys, you will do great things. Never be afraid to reach out. Never be afraid to get help. It is okay. I will definitely never judge you for it, and I hope others don't as well. Stay happy, stay healthy, and take care.